What is up, you guys? Bella is back here. So today I am coming at you with a January 2022 reset video. So in this video, I am going to go through my last 2 weeks / month of my savings and how much I've spent in my budget, and I'm going to outline what I'm going to be budgeting for in January based off of my savings in December and 2021, and writing out some of the goals that I have for January of 2022 and trying to hold myself accountable. So I will be making sure to do these every month, and make sure you're subscribed to see those come out. We can keep each other accountable and make sure we're staying on top of our personal, professional, and financial goals. So first, I am going to go through all of my January 2022 goals. I'm going to outline them here in this little notebook that I have. I've already written out my 2022 main goals in here, as well as some financial goals. But now we're going to get into the specific monthly ones I set for myself. So this is a little overview of the goals I have outlined for myself, and I will explain these all pretty quickly just to give you guys a sense into why I outlined them this way. So I've outlined my goals into 5 different sections here. For you, you can make it how you want it for this month. This is the way I'm going to track it. So I have professional goals, personal and lifestyle goals, financial goals, YouTube goals, and Korean goals for learning Korean. So for my professional goals, I have finishing 2 UX courses. I'm taking a couple courses through my work that they offer, and they're kind of just ones that I do when I have free time at work. So I'm trying to do those courses when I have more free time personally, and also in the work day as well, on Fridays especially when I finish my work maybe a little bit earlier that day. I also want to update my portfolio website. I believe it still says that I'm a senior in college, which I'm just not anymore. I am a working professional, and it should reflect that. For my personal and lifestyle goals, I have reading 2 books. My goal for this year is to read 24 books a year, and I'm doing audiobooks too, so maybe listening to 1 book and reading a book, or it doesn't matter the way I do it, but I just want to complete reading 2 books. I'd like to work out 5 days a week. I've gotten really good at this. I definitely work out at least 4 days a week. 5 is like pushing it, but I think I can be active at least, so that would count. And I also want to be mindful, practicing mindfulness and like meditating. I have cooking 4 new meals a week. I don't think that this will be that hard. That's just basically looking up a new recipe on Pinterest and trying it out every week. And I also wrote on here that I want to start my little cookbook. This isn't like a monetized cookbook. This is just something on Notion. I like using Notion to organize some parts of my life, and if I create a good template for that, that is something I could potentially share out on this channel. But I want to start writing out all the recipes that I like, because I currently have them either saved on Pinterest or I have them in my own like recipe tab on my phone. So I'd like to write that out and have it all in one place. For financial goals, I have to save at least $1,500 from my 2 paychecks that I get this year. I'd like to also move the money that I have that is ready to go into my brokerage / savings accounts. I'd like to move them there, because having a lot of money in my checking account just doesn't do anything for me. And I also like to spend less than $200 on myself. So this includes anything I need to replenish, whether that's like shampoo, conditioner, and also just any, stupid items that I want to buy. YouTube goals, I would like to upload 5 videos this month or upload weekly videos. So I just would like to upload weekly. That's my goal for 2022, and I think it's very feasible. I just need to be back on my YouTube grind, and the theme for this year is hustling. So I need to get back into the grind and hustling, and I just like being busy. So that's what we're doing. And then for my Korean goals, I have practicing Korean every day, whether that is, if I don't have any time, looking at my Quizlet, looking at the vocabulary I've set for myself, or going through some grammar lessons. And then I also have here learning 300 more words, which I don't think is going to be that difficult as long as I'm practicing with my Quizlet. So those are the goals I have written out, and I will show you what I plan on doing with my spreadsheet here next. So what I do is I use the app Mint on my phone. I'm considering switching to EveryDollar. I'm going to explore with that in the next few weeks, but I like to see how I've been spending, and then I compare how I spent in December to what my goals were. And I didn't really write out any goals, so I don't have that much to compare moving into January, but because also December was a weird month since we were buying a lot of gifts for Christmas. But I am going to now look into the spreadsheet. So the screen that we're looking at right now is the bi-weekly budget breakdown that I've set for myself for the last couple weeks. So this was December 15th through the 29th. I estimated about variable expenses of about $1,000, fixed expenses for about $1,850, and this is my total income. So we're almost basically breaking even here. I thankfully have other savings, obviously, but I spent a lot more this month because of gifts, as you can see. This is also just what I pre-budgeted, and what I like to do is make a duplicate of this and make this the actual budget. So now I will go through and look at my Mint account and my savings account, or my checking account, and all my bank credit card accounts, and see how much I actually got paid, how much I made in my side hustle being YouTube, let's say, how much did I spend on utilities, rent, because rent is the same but utilities can change depending on the weather. And then all these things like the variable expenses can all be different in the month. So I may have spent a little bit more on gifts than I budgeted, which I'm okay with because I like buying gifts for people. But the credit card amounts, these were what I estimated, or this was either what was estimated or how much I'd incurred at the last time I checked. But now I will check those, and I make sure to pay off my credit card bill when I get a new paycheck. And with this paycheck, I wasn't able to save $1,000, but my goal is to save $1,000, $1,500 next month. So now after I fill this out, I am going to move on and fill out my new part 1 budget, which is going to be this little template I have for the first 2 weeks of every month, because as you can see, there's no rent and utility expenses here for the first few weeks of January. I don't usually have any big bills, so that is why in this paycheck I tend to save a lot more. So that is what I am going to do, and that is how I go through my little reset. So I am now going to show you all, now that I have aligned my budget for the end of December with what I actually spent. We're gonna go through that and see how far off I was or how close I was to my goals. Going into my actual budget here, my expenses were $1,869, which I believe is $20 higher than what I estimated, which isn't bad. For my variable expenses, I estimated $1,100 when I only spent $590. Keep in mind that I didn't have any groceries to buy because I've been at my parents' house, so I've just been using what they have, so I haven't grocery shopped. But I spent a lot less on gifts than I thought I would. It turned out that I had already bought most of the gifts in the first half of the month, so I only spent about $100 in the second half of the month. I spent more on myself than I was intending to. I really only wanted to spend about $100, but things came up. I needed to get some pants tailored. I had to return some things, then I had a credit, and I just spent it. So yeah, I'm about $100 over that spending goal. I might adjust that just to see what's realistic. But yeah, restaurants, I was a little bit under budget. I think I estimated $200 and I was a little bit under, which is good. Transportation, I was about $15 under, which is great. And these credit card amounts, I didn't put in the actual amounts on the screen just because I ended up paying for other things for my parents that they're paying me back for, so my actual credit card amount isn't like what it actually is, if that makes sense. So I'm just not putting that in there. I've adjusted my goals for my emergency fund being $9,000 now, and my savings goal being $1,500. I don't think I saved $1,500 from this paycheck at all. As you can see, I saved about like $500. So yeah, there's that. And then I guess I can put that in here though. I have about 1,000 to go. I am planning on moving about $5,000 into my brokerage or savings account because that is money that I don't need to touch. And these are my current money goals. So I want to save $1,500 in January, limit my personal spending to about $300 per month. And this actually needs to be about $24,000. That is my goal moving into the new year. So that is just my reflection on how much I spent in December and how this is going to inform the next month. So I have to change cameras because my phone, or my camera died, so on my phone. But I just wanted to wrap up the video by showing the spreadsheet for me planning the first couple weeks of January with my paychecks. The budget from January 1st to January 14th. I just use random numbers. I need to check what my actual paycheck is going to be, but this is what I have set up. I am working as a UX designer in San Francisco, so this is all including after tax and after what I've contributed to my 401k. So this is the amount. I don't have any rent or utilities usually due. I have a Wi-Fi bill due. So right here you can see my expense total is right here. Groceries, I'm estimating about $150 per month. Restaurants, $250 for the first couple weeks. I am going to South Carolina during this time on a trip, and so I feel like we're gonna be spending more money than actually saving. So that is why my variable expenses are a bit higher, because I'm doing my trip around this time. For savings goals, I'm trying to save about $1,500 this month, so we'll see if that is possible considering that I'm traveling. That is something I'm going to be dealing with a lot in the next year. I have a lot of little trips coming up, plans to visit friends, and so if I can't save, that would suck. But I'm really trying to save around actually $2,000 per month, but $1,500 is a more realistic goal, but it would be ideal if I could save about $2,000. I'm setting up my transfer account to make sure that I'm contributing at least $1,000 into my savings account, because that is doable for me with my income and my expenses. If I couldn't save $1,000 a month, I'd be concerned, given that I have the ability to. And for other people, that's very unrealistic, given like the fact that they have to pay off debt or their income just isn't high enough where they can be saving. But for myself, I know that I can do it, so I should be doing it. And here I just have my larger money goals. I like to keep track of this and see it right at the start of the month and also every couple weeks. So I like to do this whole little paycheck routine every couple weeks. I will do an actual paycheck video once I really figure out what I like doing in January. But this is kind of my overall planning. I spent a sort of good amount on myself last month, definitely less than other months, but the reason why I bought or went over budget was because I was going to a nice event and I needed to buy heels. I don't have any heels, now I do. And I also wanted to get a few things altered, so that's obviously going to put me over my budget because I don't always alter jeans every month. So that is why I went a bit over, but that was my little reflection for my spending in December going into January of 2022. I'm really trying to be better about saving and reminding myself of my goals and making sure to only collect clothing items that I really want. My biggest areas of spending are on clothing and restaurants. So by cooking more, hopefully that'll be better. I'm aware that I'm going to spend money on trips, but trying to be realistic, but also still have fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like this little new segment I'm going to be doing on my channel of these little monthly resets. And yeah, let me know if you're gonna follow along with me and budget as well. And yeah, I will see you guys sooner or later. Cheers.
When you're only making $10 every 60 minutes, let's clock out, you and me, wander around West County, take my hand, shop and see, only get paid hourly, we can carpool, I can drive, listening to Jackson 5.